just as you were finishing that sentence.
No.
How's it going? How's it going? How's it going, everybody? We're back.
Hey.
Another night. Horror Search 30. Tonight we were discussing the film Butterfly Kisses, which I'm not gonna lie to you, I had a good time with it. I watched it last night. And yeah, so we're gonna dive in, have some random conversations, and then talk this movie. You know how we do. But how's it going, gentlemen?
Greeting.
I have to admit, I did not finish this movie, but I am very, very intrigued, and I cannot wait to. I've been really
think you would
enjoying
like it. Like,
I am.
I'll say this really quick, just so I don't forget. And I know we're gonna have a random talk, but what I really liked about this movie is how it was like the documentary style, and then it showed like the movie, but was like how it connected so well, like the documentary with the film. You know what I mean? With the film portion of it. I'll say with the part that you wanted to see in a sense more, because I don't remember what I was watching. Like, it was a watch party I was doing, right? And a watch party, you want to at least have something interesting, entertaining, fun, funny, whatever. I can't remember the found footage movie I was watching, but it was way too much of the documentary stuff and not enough of the actual movie portion of it. It was just way too much talking to where it was kind of boring.
Mm-hmm.
I had to switch it up. I was like, Grave Encounters. Let me go to this. Found footage, fun, good time, boom, doing part 2 Friday. But this wasn't that. I was a little nervous at first, just because that was so fresh. That was from last Friday.
Mhm.
But this had so much more. Like, the story was way more entertaining and intriguing. And then like the actual part of not the document, you know what I mean? Not the part where they're talking about it, but the part where they're showing what's going on.
Mhm.
That part was so good. That part was so good. Not that other part wasn't, but I'm just saying, like, they did that part justice to where it made it worth watching them talking about, what was going on and kind of showing what was going on and them eventually going through it as well. But it made that part so much better because the story was so good and so entertaining. And the jump scares were entertaining as well. I can't lie about that.
They never get me. But
I wouldn't say as far as getting you though, James. It's just as far as like the timing
Actually has
of it
very
when
few
they
jump
did it
scares in it.
and how they did it in this one. It wasn't bad at all.
No, it was good. This kind of slightly reminded me. I like the style, doc style found footage stuff, because I watch normal docs that are like this on like paranormal stuff, so I'm used to this. But a little bit of this reminded me of Blackwell Ghost.
Yeah, I could see that to an extent. I can see it to an extent, but that if you've never seen the Blackwell Ghost films, there's 8 of them. Hopefully they make a 9th. Hopefully he makes a 9th. It's awesome. It's one guy for the most part. His wife is in it for some episodes.
Well, because I like how he records his life and what he's doing at the same time.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And then I like how like later on he'll like show extra. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if it's at the end of the movie or whatever, but how he'll like show certain things that you've kind of seen, but you're kind of iffy on. Then at the end of the movie, he'll show you all the stuff and all that. It's a good series. Good series, found footage. If you're into found footage, the Blackwell.
No, I like this one. I really.
But yeah, this was good. This was good, and I'm happy it was good. Like found footage is one of those subgenres of horror. Like slasher is my favorite, hands down, and then found footage is like tied for 2 with paranormal. Because with found footage, you can go in any direction as far as story wise. And if you could do found footage good, I feel like even though slasher is my favorite, but if you could do found footage good, good story and everything, it's hard to beat, in my opinion.
You almost really need the paranormal for a found footage film to truly work. So you'll probably find that most of the found footage films that you've enjoyed have a lot of elements of paranormal.
Yep,
true. Yeah.
Paranormal activity,
Very
which very.
I know a lot of them. Asylum.
There's some movie. It's not found footage, but it has a very cool found footage feel. That actually isn't paranormal, but has that feeling of paranormal. And I will tell you this: out of any found footage film about like ghosts, now when I used to go ghost hunting and we bring our cameras and all that stuff, this movie showed it the absolute best. What it looks like in these places, and that's Session 9.
Oh, that is
Session 9 was awesome. We reviewed that.
What's his name?
We did.
I forget the actor, the redhead. That's a great movie.
Oh, Oh, that
Is it-
movie,
was-
Session 9.
Was he a child
David
star?
Caruso.
Danny something?
David Caruso. That's it.
Yeah. There's a few
Um,
people in it now. Like when you go back, I can't remember exactly who it was,
Good.
but I think it's Eric Balfour is in it too. I liked him on Haven.
I heard they're going to make a part 2. Finally, after all these years.
Really? I don't know.
That's
if
what
they
I
need it.
seen. I don't know if it's real. You know, sometimes people put this fake shit online.
This
Dude.
was
A lot
good.
of clickbait. A lot
I'm
of
gonna have
clickbait.
to,
Yeah, a lot of clickbait.
Yeah.
But Session 9 was surprising. I didn't expect this to be good. That movie.
Oh, Session 9 is a phenomenal film.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to
Yeah,
watch
we
that
reviewed
soon.
it. Oh, I forgot I was gonna say something about your friend. What? Oh, was he also an actor in this movie, or did he just?
Okay, so I'll give you a little bit of lead up to how this movie happened. So when I grew up in the Columbia, Maryland area, I ended up getting to know this gentleman, Eric Christopher Myers, and we started shooting these really, really bad shot on home video camera and edited on VHS players mafia films. And we became really quick friends. And when I moved back up here, he eventually went to film school. And he just really worked his tail off until he and his former spouse, Laura, a lovely, lovely human being, funded Roulette, which was his first film, which I can't fathom watching because it's literally about 4 people who are at the bottom of something they've done in their lives, that they are all sitting around playing Russian roulette.
Oh, jeez.
Eric did take his own life, and it's something that we will never understand. This film came to be as, from what I understand, Eric was shopping one of his many scripts, and to this day there is a script that I worked on slightly with him, a close friend Amando Valle, called Smilers, that was the best horror script I had read at that time. So I knew he was working on that, but he always had like 5 or 6 scripts. He somehow, I think possibly it could even be connected to his obsession with Star Wars, started communicating back and forth with Eduardo Sanchez, aka Mr. Blair Witch Project. They became pretty fast friends, and from what I understand from the bits I've picked up and some things that Eric told me, was that Sanchez was like, okay, you have potential, I like what you're doing here, but let's talk about what can make money and what can potentially show me that you're really genuinely creative. And that was, I'll help back a found footage film. I know it's like, people like to say that it was a week, but I don't think it was a week, but it could have been a week that the script was written and submitted, and basically the ball started rolling. So is in this film, Eduardo Sanchez shows up. He backed this film. It's very important. So to me, why is this movie special? Number one, it was the final film that one of my best friends in life got a chance to make. It's not the typical found footage film in the idea of footage is found. We do not know anything about this footage, but it is going to be pieced together and shown to us in a way that leads to a climax, and there's all kind of other goodies. But this film is more about Gavin. Gavin is a failed filmmaker. Gavin is definitely has massive insecurity issues, to the point in which he can almost be ravenous. And the film takes the box of footage that he finds And it follows him as he's hired a documentary crew to film him going on an escapade to become the next big thing with this found footage box, which just happened to be in his wife's parents' house. And a lot of the film is about greed too, and it's about, you know, like Cannibal Holocaust at its time asked very much the question, what is too much to show? This film, especially in toward the end of the film, really starts to question, as Gavin is questioned by Eric, who is making the documentary about Gavin trying to get this found footage film to be the next big thing. Yeah, it's there are so many viewpoints. And then when you get to the end of the film in which something does happen to Gavin, it then becomes another found footage film. And it also shows how the greed of being, so Eric asked Gavin, well, why did you choose to remove these elements from the film? And those elements are ones in which Sophia and Feldman, the film students who are in the mystery box of tapes, ended up, their previous documentary won awards, and what they ended up doing is for one of 5 of the segments, they hired an actress, and they still accepted the award as best documentary. They also start talking a lot about manipulation and previous projects, things like that. So right there, it's asking, this film is honestly asking about found footage is, okay, you have this could be something, but it's so easy in this day and age, 2018, to find all the potential hoaxes and all the BS and everything. And it's a lot about Gavin's downfall. But it is, at the end of the film, kind of Eric's downfall. So it's this wonderful kind of postmodern, just like donut whirls of different perspectives of what is found footage. I I watched it with my partner last night, and it was the first time I can honestly say that I watched it and I did feel in certain ways it was a bit autobiographical. So I feel I brought that to the table as a person who was close to him and also knew some stuff. But no, I will say that I would give this a solid 8.
Ooh.
I know I'm jumping ahead, but considering what I knew and what I knew was the possibility of Eric Christopher Myers going on and doing bigger and better things, yeah, I mean, with what he was given, I thought it was an amazing feat. So there, I yapped on forever about it. So
No, you're talking about your friend. That's nice.
Yeah,
so-
no, I get it. I get it.
I'm looking him up, like, because I didn't get to finish the film. I did like it.
Mhm.
And you know, the first 30 minutes I got to watch, and I was really enjoying it. I liked what he put together. I like the idea of the Peeping Tom character and the lore. The cuts really well in between the cameras within the found footage and what he's shooting. I like the tension that they're kind of building with he and his wife and the parents and such. So I mean, those are all interesting concepts that you're not going to find in this type of found footage, especially not. And this isn't a knock. I love low budget filmmaking. I love guerrilla filmmaking. Give me anything guerrilla. And for me, it's a low budget film that takes talent, you know, to be seen like that. So it's testament to who your friend was as a filmmaker for sure. Because this does stand out.
Well, it's become quite popular with coverage by major horror magazines, things like that. But even being released by Gravitas, yeah, I hate them. It has actually been, it streams immense numbers. It is a very, it's actually kind of, it's veering around that canon of like, oh, these are special found footage films.
Yeah. I think I want to try and do this for Sunday Scares on Blue Sky. We have a hashtag every Sunday we go and watch horror movies. I might host this one because, you know, and then watch it then. Finish it off, I should say. But yeah, I did. I really like this. This is different type of found footage. And I've only seen a half hour of it, so I'm excited to see more.
Well,
Yeah, I
it's
was gonna.
also oh, go ahead, Sturdy.
No, I was just gonna say again, just with how the storytelling, as far as them telling the story, as far as the documentary goes, and then the actual story, like how well they actually connected, and to the parts that even where they're talking about specific things that happened in the story, and then they're going to the movie and they're showing you those specific parts, and then some. And again, just going back, I don't remember how the found footage movie was, but it would talk about all these awesome parts. Like, oh shit, I want to see how this is going down. And it would show like 30 seconds of it, but not get to that part that really went down, and then go back to just talking again. I'm like, what the fuck? This is like, I would, if I wasn't doing a watch party type of thing, I would have finished it. But I'm like, all right, I actually want people to stay. I have a couple people in here. I want them to stay. This movie here isn't gonna keep. This isn't gonna keep them at all. This isn't gonna keep them. There's too much damn talking. If I told them it was a documentary, maybe it would have kept them, but nah. But no, this was the opposite of that. Like, there was talking in it. It wasn't too much. And again, the way the story was told and the way it connected was so much better. The Peeping Tom aspect of it, I enjoyed a lot.
Yeah.
I really
Which
enjoyed that.
is a nice little in joke. At least I always thought it is. And knowing Eric, even though, okay, so one of Eric's many, I look back at it now and definitely were hyperfixations, were urban legends and cryptids. I don't think you'd meet a guy on the East Coast, you know, years ago that knew more about the Loch Ness Monster, or, you know, was one of the original writers for Captain Howdy, the first major exorcist page on the internet. So he was, you know, he was constantly going, constantly, you know, a Renaissance, you know, person. It would have been very interesting to see where this would go. Because as I brought up, one of the major aspects about this film is it separates the found footage. Okay, so it has that found footage. It has Sophia and Feldman. They're doing a college project, which is probably their final thing to get a film degree. And, you know, that part is so good and so entertaining, but we see very, very little of it. But one of the things I loved was how, okay, so Peeping Tom in itself, when I said it's a reference, when you talk about found footage films or any kind of film that uses visual technology, you have to go back to Peeping Tom, 1960. And even though there is a very, very loose thing in Ellicott City about this, I do think that he used Peeping Tom as a reference because, I mean, yeah, talk about a mind of just, yeah. I mean, you got him talking on Star Wars. You may as well just clear the room. So.
No, yeah. I mean, for me, like again, like I'm super excited to watch this. It seems really interesting from what you guys are saying.
It is.
It's just like just even seeing it and like looking how they've shot this. Like you know, like you can look at it and you can tell. Like I love the film. Listen, first of all, I'm gonna say this. You fucking snobs, and I'm including you in this, Trevor, because you were there. How dare he say I'm a filmmaker? Like I'm not going to make some horror movie. Fuck you.
Well, that's one of the amazing things about this film.
And I don't really mean that, of course, but like there's some self-deprecation when it comes to the filmmaking side in this, and I'm like, I get it. Shut up. And that was one of the things I really enjoyed about like having getting into this movie. And I know I'm speaking on it a lot and I haven't watched it all, but one thing that did bug me is that I didn't go to a film school that did final thesis films. They're the Full Sail. The whole point is like as you go through it, they want you to learn. They want you to work on in some capacity every position on a film set. So like your labs, you're spent doing a lot of like early on, you're doing a lot of PA grunt work, grip work, things like that. And it's great. It's the best. You're doing all like the third level jobs and down. That was actually the most fun. All the grunt work because you get to hang out and talk movies all day. But then you get into like more closer to above the line, you know, the higher things. And the reason I say that is the way they fastened it is they had the whole class. And if the class is a little bit big, they might break it in two, but they would have the whole class collaboratively come together and make a final movie. And at different points. So like we did a 35 millimeter was our big project. We did a digital cinematography and some others as well. So that to me, so whenever I watch these, I'm like, what would I ever do on a final thesis film by myself? I was like, all I learned was collaboration. So watching this, I'm like, I need a team. So leads me to my next question. What was the team atmosphere like behind the camera?
What was the atmosphere behind the camera?
Yeah, like the crew, everybody shooting this.
Well, everybody at the time was getting along beautifully. There are some things I won't get into because it's personal life stuff.
Well, I just meant the filmmaking side.
No, the filmmaking side went very, very well. It went very quickly. Unlike Roulette, there wasn't the massive budget issues, but I do know that people did help with the budget. As you know, sometimes you do. And as I said, there are elements of this movie that touch a little close to home. When you know about them, stuff like that. But it's also interesting in the fact that, you know, when I mentioned about the elements of it just, you know, it's been said so many times, but, you know, within a found footage film, you know, that the concept of documentary as reality is inherently bullshit. But we also were like programmed that if we see something on a screen or we're presented with something that looks rough, that looks convincing, it sometimes takes our mind a little bit more time to click on and off. And the best found footage films are those that have a solid, distinct story, a direction they want to go in. They are staying true to the technologies of whatever time period they're dealing with. And, you know, and number one, it's just, those are a kind of basic ingredients. And I think this film does a very good job of doing those, but also kind of tearing them apart. You know, the idea of, you know, okay, well, yeah, we'll just not put this, like, I mean, Gavin is surely a asshole because everybody is shitting on him. And he is definitely a snake oil salesman. But there's still enough, especially with Eric's film crew and what happens in the end and things like that, to at least make you appreciate what, by most accounts, is probably fake film. But it's, you know, like the use of the camera is the eye. So it's like, you know, oh, well, let's just set up the camera as we look down the train track for Peeping Tom. You have to keep your eyes open straight for an hour, say as I do with Feldman's camera. And, well, it takes it as a eye. And by doing so, brings it to an extent into the physical world.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, you know, the lens is, you know, always going to be a allegory for the human eye.
Only it's 50 millimeter.
Yeah, I like that concept. I also like that, like towards the end where the tech people are like, it looks like Peeping Tom's the one who's filming the flip. I also like, You're welcome. I also like
I wouldn't be here if I was worried.
I also like how it shows how a person gets obsessed about something and it ruins their personal life. He's taking money out of their account that they don't have for his kids' college or whatever. And because in the regular movie that he found the tapes, they were obsessed. The college students for the project, they got they started getting too attached to it. I understand it was a school project, but they were sucked in bad.
Yeah.
And he just did the same thing. He wanted to sell this movie so badly, but is that part of the curse of the Peeping Tom? Is like you get obsessed or get sucked into it?
Well, it happens with Eric and his crew also.
Yeah, right at the end, you're right. So like passes
right at the end, but when Gavin literally on camera looks at Eric and goes, okay, we're at a point where I need a favor. And they're like, no, that like goes against everything that this is about. No, just here, there.
So does that mean that we are the Peeping Tom?
The filmmaker's ethics are swayed, it then eventually leads to him at the end wanting to manipulate even further.
It does. It's not like we're the Peeping Tom. It's the guy found a glitch where if you look into the picture of where you see the Peeping Tom guy, the creature, if you look in his eyeball, it looks like he's watching you on camera.
Yeah, so I mean, I was only looking at it from the perspective of like, technically, we're the ones peeping on him.
Yeah,
so
there's a lot of perspective going on in this film, more than you would take for like the average found footage film.
Yeah,
it's definitely one I wanted to definitely watch again because there's a lot to it. There's a lot to it as far as I think more of like what certain things mean in a weird sense, like what certain things mean with the Peeping Tom and all that, and just with like a one-time watch,
the urban legend of them.
I feel maybe I feel like I may have overlooked that or just didn't catch it. So it's definitely something I want to go back to and
I pay attention to all that shit too, because everybody has one. Like there's like is it Jersey? Maybe there's a road,
Clinton Road.
Yeah, that they said if you go on there, like I don't know if it's a certain time or whatever
night,
there's something supposed to pop up.
I did Weird New Jersey. I did all that shit. That was what we did. We went everywhere. We went in every abandoned mental hospital that we could. We went in every abandoned school building, the whole nine.
I still want to
all
know
the ghosts, huh?
I
love the magazines. We have the books. The boys love reading them. Nice. But every time, like, listen. I've even seen something, and I refuse to believe I've seen a ghost.
I went ghost hunting twice.
I've almost gotten killed numerous times. I could tell you fucking stories about dying on these things like a horror movie, but it wasn't ghosts.
Almost falling through a floor or something.
Fucking maniacs. Oh my god, dude.
All the homeless or like people with the crackheads in the buildings you don't know about. You're like, there's a ghost. It's just a crackhead in another room.
Had to jump out windows to get away from him sometimes. Like, it's fucking wild. Almost got shot by cops sometimes.
That's the dangerous part about, because there's an asylum up in here in New York my friends went to, and every one of them swear it's haunted. They went there. It was in the winter. They went. I'll do a quick version of this. I might have said it a long time ago. So my friends heard about this abandoned asylum / hospital type building, and they heard rumors. Everybody, they're like, yo, it's haunted. So they wanted to do it. I was supposed to go, but I ended up not going at the last second.
He was scared.
It wasn't scared. I didn't have, I totally forgot about it, and I wasn't prepared for it. But they had to go now because you got to sneak in through the fence. There's a hole in the fence. Well, they're in the snow, so they park their cars. They get out. They walk to the building. They go in. While they're going in, there's a candle lit up on the second floor. So they're like, fuck.
In an abandoned building?
Exactly.
That's a terrible idea to go in then.
There's people here. So they're like, what the fuck? So they're yelling like, hey, who's up here? They went up there. There was no candle. It was gone. No one was there. Then they are trying to find. They found the basement that had a chair where they probably did like the shock treatments and shit. They are hearing noises. They are seeing shit. But the crazy part is, a cop showed up, a security guard of the grounds. You guys got to get out of here. Blah blah blah. So they got caught basically. But when they're going out, there was footprints everywhere. Like there was like a million. Like there was like 100 people there. It was only their footprints to the doors when they first got there. It was fresh snow. So they were freaked out about that.
Did they separate ever? Did any one of them separate?
No, they were too afraid.
How do you know?
So no one left the building running, screaming, or nothing. They're all holding on to each other.
My brother's uncle used to tell a story to a kid I knew about Peeping Tom. Yeah.
Wait, this is a real thing?
Oh, my thing?
No,
It's a
it was
real
just
thing.
yeah. Is that part of that's part of one of the things that's wonderful about the mystique of the found footage film is you're getting people talking about it that it literally is. There's nobody that's willing to say, well, yes, I know.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, I know Peeping Tom exists. And, it's like, no.
What the craziest part about this story is that security guard, they're right behind him, guiding him out. They got to their cars. They turned around. He was gone. There was no cop car, no other cars. So they freaked the shit out. They got in the car and down the fucking snowy road and took off.
Dude, I love you.
What experimental drugs were you taking tonight?
Disproving this first.
Oh, I'm like, I don't believe it either, but that's
no. But like that is just in me because like you were there, so like right there, anything could have happened and been told to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So firsthand accounts are always the important one. That's usually what's going to get asked first. Is like, were you there?
Mm-hmm.
No. Okay. We're good.
Yeah.
Like that. Like, I love the story. Do not get me wrong. I'm glad you told it because it's still a spooky, fun story. And we should never tell it differently. Always print the legend on these fucking things. Now,
but that's the beginning of an urban legend.
I may start telling that story, but just to add the fact that I was there.
Did I ever tell you guys the story? My ghost story?
Well, I was real quick. I was mad because I was the one supposed to go because I had the tape recorder. Fucking, they didn't go. They didn't videotape nothing. This was before everybody had cell phones, by the way. We were younger.
See, and I know me and you were talking about doing that, James. What is that? Oh,
this is a JVC from 2006. It was a hybrid optical zoom mini.
Yeah, I wish I had that. We're also poor. We didn't have jobs.
Well, I bring this up because of the time period. Like this, if that story was going to be circa 2006, make sure you film it with this.
Listen, please stop reminding my father of all the things he should have had instead of having me.
You hear that, Shaq?
You hear that, James and Shaq?
Yeah. I'll make sure I'll talk to your other father tonight when we're in bed.
Well, wow. How does that make you feel?
I have a ghost story if anybody wants to hear it, and I don't know why I'm telling you.
Sure.
I still don't.
Yeah, but no. What I want to say though, really quick, was that haunt thing that you did for Cast for a Cause, you and Casey a couple years ago.
Yeah, I did do that one too.
That looked
fun.
That looked fun as hell.
It was fun. It was, and I appreciate you guys hosting that. That was a lot of fun. You and Jason from 3 Geeks.
I want to do something like that again, by the way.
I want to plan for something like that again. It's been such a crazy time. Actually, I may plan for something like that with CFF. I'm so sad you're not going now because I just found out they're teaming up with a ghost hunter and they're going to be doing tours.
Oh,
and I found out the full guest list. So, it's going to be wild.
I want to do those tours, but part of me feels like those really popular ones, like everybody goes to, and they go, if you be quiet, you'll hear something. Part of me feels like just for a money grab, they rig speakers in the ceiling or something.
And it's also they let your mind play tricks on you. Like, it's so easy to get into that vibe.
Showmanship.
Yeah, and you go for that.
If you and charisma and being charismatic to make somebody start to think about, well, this person sounds like they know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's real. And
That's why I want my
that
own group
ties
to
it
do
back
it.
to the best of found footage.
Well,
The best
I
of
gotta tell
found
you this,
footage is like well, it might be real.
James. If you
Yep.
really want to go on a ghost hunt, I was telling Henry this. As a matter of fact, when we were playing the game we were playing the other night, because he was like, "Yo, you should." He was like, "Yo, Sturdy, you should go on a ghost hunt." I was like, "Fuck that!" I was like, "If I go on one, you better go with me." He was like, "Bet." Next time I'm out here. Anyway, long story short, or whatever. I know some people that legit do that. That like have all the equipment. They legitimately do like ghost hunting and shit. So if you really want to go, I could probably set something up with them.
You got more white friends?
Oh, I got a lot of white friends.
Oh, okay. Because they're
lot.
not black, right? They're white. Am I right on that?
Oh no! If they were black, James, I'm telling you right.
Exactly. They want me.
No. I'm gonna tell you like this: if they were black, I would have told you this the day I found out, and we would have been doing content with them from here on out.
Oh, man.
Listen, can I say this? All right, I do hate reality TV. I've talked about that quite a bit.
Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah.
But I will watch ghost shows. I cannot stand Zachary Douchebaggins.
Yeah,
that is all bullshit. I was in
I'm still
most
obsessed
of
with
the
that
places
show,
in the
though.
beginning he was at. And like he was even doing like a Halloween special in one of the mental hospitals I was in. I was like, no, this is some bullshit. This place isn't haunted. I was there plenty of times. And like and he's like, well, we see orbs and shit. Like, whatever. It's bullshit.
He always gets possessed.
There's this bullshit. It all is. There's one show
I like
though,
the
I don't
little
think it's on
ghost
the air
hunting
anymore.
machine.
I loved it. And it actually attributes to what we were talking about the other day, Sturdy, about how, like, in my opinion, white films have like a whimsy to them, whereas like anyone else who makes a movie that's foreign or people of color or anything else, there's like a realism to it. The same goes for this show because it's called Ghost Brothers, and it was about three black.
Oh, I watched Ghost Brothers.
Ghost hunts. And let me tell you, they felt every scare. It wasn't like it didn't feel like the other ones where it was like, oh, you know, there's just I can feel them, like there's a presence here. And I feel like it might be malevolent, but I'm gonna stick around for it. Like the Ghost Brothers would get scared.
Yeah, they do.
Back just needs to fart.
And I loved it because it felt like and that's the thing, like I did it so many times young and like in really good shape and being able to get in and out of things easily. That's right, lady. No. I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry to us.
Hey, you might have been thin, but you're still 6'8". How the fuck you climb out windows?
First of all, I was in 6'8" my whole life. Like I did not come out
listen. Don't let him lie. He was born 6'8". Don't let him lie to you guys.
I
seen his baby pictures.
18, I was like 6'6", maybe.
He was
6'5", 6'6". And my feet were smaller too because I've just kept growing. So like just like every time I watch those shows and they have that bravado, I'm like, no, you go in and you're scared because there's real repercussions unless you go there and completely look over the place, set up your cameras, know it's there or not, because guess what? Ghosts don't discriminate whether it's day or night. You fucking idiots. That's not how it works. You can't set up your cameras there all day, see nothing, feel nothing, but then at midnight, all of a sudden, every ghost decides to come out because it's the witching hour.
I said the same thing. I was like, no one goes during the day. Like, what are you talking about?
I'm not
still
even
there.
They're
there, you know.
I'm not saying ghosts don't exist. I'm saying you're a fucking idiot if you think they only exist at night. How does that work?
Fair.
Explain the physics of ghosts. Then explain how the physics of ghosts that they don't exist during the day, but they do exist at night.
Especially where the people tell you they have like shit flying around the house during the day. Like, hello, it's daytime. They're there. Why aren't you investigating during the day? Why you got to wait at nighttime?
Scarier.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's for show. It's for like, oh my god, it's 3 o'clock in the morning.
Think about it like this, like with horror movies, like when it's always at night. When it's always at night versus during the day. If it's during the day, you hear a noise, the sun's up. At night,
there's people. Yeah,
at some point,
the pretty boys, the hosts that are going out and setting up all the cameras. No, they have a crew to go in and do that, and then they go. So the crew can set up the cameras all day long. Get them all working, test them all day, see nothing.
Mhm.
Here, nothing. Because if they did, you would be on saying, hey, our crew was setting up cameras earlier and this happened or this happened, and we just wanted to tell you about it. We're going to look into it. They never do. So fucking A. Stupid.
Was that your story you're going to tell us, or did you have?
No, but that was my rant. You always get me on there. I'll save it for the script. No. My story isn't.
No. I'm saying what you were diving into or you were getting into. Save that for something.
No, don't worry. I got plenty.
But I want to show you guys that this game I've been playing a lot, and I've been a little jumpy and yelling and shit. I mean, I play it high, but
listen, I'm pissed off. They don't have it for Xbox One. It's for the fucking newer ones. I want this game.
This game right here
in and watch it and get scared with you.
is awesome.
You ghost hunt.
It's not on Switch.
Pretty cool.
It's for the PS5, whatever the newest
Switch.
Xbox is, and it's on PC, like stream. It is such a fun game, and
you got the gear and everything. You walk around like the meter goes crazy.
Yep. Oh, it goes. Listen, it gets crazy. It gets crazy because there's a part. So like, the only way you can get in and out of the house that you're in is through the front door, and there's a part where that shit gets locked and you can't get outside. And I do everything. I panic.
Aaron's afraid in the attic. He runs like he's there. He's like, I'm out of here.
I can be upstairs, downstairs, wherever I'm at. I panic.
Oh, I want to go to Clown Motel too.
You don't want to go ghost hunting at the Clown Motel in Nevada. Never go ghost hunting in a place where they invite you to go ghost hunting.
No, I know that's the down.
That
That's what I was
Circus?
getting at. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, answer Granddad.
I mean, I was at Circus, and it's pretty damn frightening.
Well, I mean, it could still be scary. I don't know. It's Circus or the Clown Motel.
It's
A Clown Motel
casino.
It's not going to happen because, like, I'm not saying this, like, maybe like lower budget shows or things like that don't do it because they're usually their own crew, and I get that. And then there's still a lot of fluff to it, where every sound or everything, and sometimes they cause their own. It's like the flashlight trick where it comes on and off. I don't have my flashlight on with me, but I could show you how to do that. It's very simple.
I know how to do it. It's when it's loose. After
Yeah,
a certain
you leave
while,
it loose, it will come on and off, and then you just talk to it, and then it comes on. It's like, oh wow, okay, you are a ghost from the 1700s. Oh, that's fucking amazing.
I mean, the flashlight thing, it is simple as it is. I still do enjoy it. Only for the right movie though. Like some movies, when they overdo it, I'm like, yo, man, you literally just put brand new fucking batteries in there like 2 seconds ago. I seen you go to the store and buy them. No.
The problem with the ghost apps, so they got these apps now that it's like
so the ghosts have adapted to apps.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
so
like
they find the words
ghosts.
in the database. Someone created this ghost app. But the problem is our phone listens to us all the time. It could be listening, like when you mentioned like the basement, like an hour before this, and it just says basement. They're like, didn't we just talk about that?
Yeah,
oh my God. That's what bothers me about that shit. I want old school, just go, you tape recorder, your own camera, what you see, with a small crew, whoever wants to go, and go there and chill. They always they hear something, they go, what's that noise? And they leave the room. Why are you leaving the room that has the noise? Stay there.
Because I'm scared, James.
Because I'm scared.
Oh no, Grandizer. To answer your question, no. And I'm talking more the shows that have like a backing, like a distribution on a channel. They're backed by a company, a production company and such.
Ghost Hunters, Ghost Adventures.
Ghosts. I can't remember. Watcher. They're the guys from. Well, no. Are they Ghost Watchers?
Are
Is
they
that what
YouTube
they're called
people?
now? They were on BuzzFeed Supernatural for a while, and then they started their own thing. That's the best ghost hunting show because it's real. Like the one guy desperately wants it to be real, and he's investigating all the same little things because he's an enthusiast. And then the other guy is a hardcore skeptic. Funny as hell. They're both funny as hell. The other guy, Shane, is a hardcore skeptic, and he can be put right in. He can be put right in a room like where most people, it's like, hey, this is where the most people have been said to die in this prison or whatever. It's all the way down this basement that's 3 miles down or whatever. And he's just like, okay. And like, he's fine because he's like, I don't believe in this. And it's a true representation of a true skeptic. Now, I'm not saying everybody has to be a true skeptic, but you don't see that on ghost shows. Like true skeptics that are like, yeah, I'll do it, no problem. This doesn't bother me because I know we're safe. This is a set. They're even calling it like, and that to answer that question too, like they get in there, the crews will get in there early when it's sunny, get it all set up, and then either they'll do it after the shoot, but usually they, for no, it's all good. I don't care. Nick is a good one too. Usually they'll do it when the light's out. Probably mostly like if I was a UPM on that, you're going to do it when the lights are on, and so that way you can get all that equipment that is very expensive, but you safely get it. You don't want anybody darkness, stuff like that, setting up and tearing down after like many hours at night.
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
I don't just watch all the production ones like on Travel Channel, all that shit. I watch YouTubers.
Well, the YouTuber ones are fun because
they are fun. That's why.
I like realism to it.
I love Project Fair. They used to be Destination Fair on Travel.
It's all cool, Grandizer.
So they're like, "Fuck you guys. We'll do our own thing, old school, how we want to do it, with their own cameras and shit." And they go. I like watching Project Fair, but there's other ones I watch. I follow like 8 different fucking ghost hunting people on YouTube.
Nice
to watch their videos.
No, it is. I'm not gonna lie, it is entertaining. Like I'll watch it with my wife when she's watching every now and then. Then I'll also watch him. Shout out to my boy Jayhan over on Twitch. He'll just go like random YouTube ones on Saturdays now and do them on his Twitch channel and just show just the fun of it. And like he's one of those people that can be very animated, so it makes it even more entertaining and funny. So it's not even as aspect of trying to watch it to be scared, quote unquote. It's more of just like an entertaining, fun aspect of it. But still, it works either way. And
sorry.
No, I was just gonna say it just like it's cool how this movie kind of makes you think of all like the ghost hunting because it's like in a sense it's like a found footage or maybe more sort of a POV. I guess I would say than a found footage. I guess POV.
Well, POV was basically found footage. That style is like the groundwork for
I think once the camera became an idea, like because it's always going to be POV if it's the eye, like you look at Friday the 13th or other voyeuristic movies like that. But like when it comes to found footage, when the idea of the handheld camera came in, found footage just blew up. It was going to become a thing. Cannibal Holocaust being a famous early one, and others. But
does Sinister count as found footage?
No, it's not a found footage film. It's almost actually it's kind of like this one. And
that's why I was asking.
Both unique in that instance.
Well, I think it's a found Cannibal Holocaust is a found footage film that no matter how much you want to say bad about it.
No. We did this before. We know you love it. We're talking about Sinister now. Cannibal Holocaust is a nightmare fuel. Don't watch it.
I'll say watch it. Cannibal Holocaust. I'll say watch at your own risk.
It's a crazy.
Sinister is very good.
One.
I did see Sinister. I thought it was.
I love that.
No, but with Butterfly Kisses, I would say Sinister and Butterfly Kisses are in this rare, not really a subgenre, but like league of their own. That these two are very similar in what they're trying to achieve. One documentary style, the other just horror movie, but with Ethan Hawke. But like this one, like I like that documentary style. I feel like it gave it a little more realistic than Sinister. But I do like that. That's a pattern. That's 2 right there. I wouldn't mind seeing more like this.
Well, that's one of the things about found footage. Like found footage, I don't want to come off like I don't care for it. I think it's one of the cooler genres because it's continually going to grow. And you can get more transgressive with it, more experimental. But the thing is, you have to stay on the cusp of technology. And you have to be able to present a story in which to get an effect like the Blair Witch film, you have to basically make sure that there is at least somewhat of an explanation that can't be backtracked to manipulation of older material. It's just, I also love the fact that this is a film you mentioned Sturdy about watching it more than once, and I recommend it because the first time you watch it, you're like, oh, found footage film. So you're really focusing on trying, like, good God, Gavin, shut up. I want to figure out what this is. This is looking really, really cool. Why are you, and then you watch it again, and then you understand, no, this is the Gavin show.
Mm-hmm.
That he is your pivotal character. And then you
And
watch it a third time and you understand it's about the prospect of being something, let's say a filmmaker, and being willing to adjust the truth in a way that you feel ethically okay because, well, you just didn't feel it was applicable. So that's one of the cool things about this film, and I love that Eric got a chance to make a found footage film because it's one of those films that there's so many different perspectives you can take from it.
yeah,
And you can watch it not as a found footage film, but as a film that is a comment on the ethics of what you do and don't show in something you present is real. Because once it's filmed through the camera, it is a perspective.
Yeah. Great.
really quick. Let's dive into our ratings for this film. I know you gave it an 8, Trevor. James, what about yourself?
I'm
about
also
you?
giving it an 8. I really enjoyed this movie.
How about you, Mick?
Well, I haven't finished it, so I don't want to give it a full
sorry.
rating yet.
I'm with you too. I'm gonna give it an 8 as well. Like again, I had a great time with this movie. I just feel like everything just connected very, very, very well. The Peeping Tom aspect was awesome. And
It
like
had
I said,
another
little
name
jump
too,
scare.
didn't it? Was it something else too? Peeping Tom or
Babadook.
no, I thought
I like Peeping Tom's look more though, personally.
Blinker?
Yeah.
Blink? I don't know, something like that.
I think they said
Can't
something about
blink,
Blinker
man.
because there was the whole
Blink, man.
non-blinking thing.
Yeah. I don't know. I
Yeah.
could be wrong. Maybe I just took it as another name for him.
And then really quick, next Thursday we'll be watching. Or sorry, wrong, not watching. We'll be reviewing the movie Ghost Watch.
Such
Right
an
over here,
amazing
8 o'clock
film.
Eastern time. Again, it'll
Talk
be a
about
first time watch for me.
groundbreaking work.
It's so
Groundbreaking.
fun. It's just a fun.
I don't know if I've seen that.
It's
I
not
know
really
I
a
haven't.
found footage because it's actually more. I would align that more with what Late Night for the Devil was, but it was a narrative. It was a different type of narrative.
I would call that found footage, though, in a sense.
Well, this isn't, but true. It is I'd say it's a found footage film, but like it's being acted out. This is of course being acted out too, but you think it's a news program the whole time. Like when they presented this, they were watching it as if this news channel was going into this haunted house and then seeing all this crazy shit. And it was why. So it was essentially, I realize that I'm aggrandizing it a bit, but it was essentially Orson Welles with War of the Worlds,
Exactly.
when he did the radio teleplay and scared the shit out of New Jersey in 1938.
This is a very transgressive piece of material that is truly wonderful. And also, just to give you a heads up, and I'm sure, Mick, you definitely know about this, this is a very special film, and where it was actually played on air, in the fact that it is quite damning of Thatcherism at that time. It's a very political film.
Everybody hated
Very
that.
political about media and media's how it's affected by Thatcher and that time period, and you're kind of dealing with like still the remnants of like video nasties, and it's a really great film.
Can't wait.
Yeah, and you'll get Thatcher jokes in James Bond as well.
Oh, good God, yes.
Mr. Bond. Oh man, I'm glad we were doing found footage this month though, because
I'm going to tell my ghost story next week on Ghost Watch Night.
Perfect.
Good call.
Perfect.
Good call.
So tune in next week for Horror with Sir Sturdy.
Hey,
There you go. Did that for you.
that was good.
It's not as freaky as Threads, but it's pretty damn good. Brits know how to fuck with the mind.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Brits know how to fuck it. I thought you were just gonna stop at
There's
that.
a little bit
Oh,
of
yeah,
that top there, so I did. That kind of came off. I'm just digging myself a hole at this point.
Hey, listen, I'm sure they know how to fuck.
How
They're
did
still
how did
around.
two Brits fuck with their socks on?
Wait, I don't get it.
It's an opera.
I was thinking of the baseball team. I was like, it's Red Sox and Blue Sox. Or no, Red Sox and White Sox. Red Sox and Blue Sox.
There's a lot of people from the UK whom I love very much who may hear that and say, "Fuck you, man."
Got it. Got it.
Happy birthday.
Oh, shout out to my brother Mike. Happy birthday, bro.
Hey, happy birthday, Mike.
I know you're not watching this.
Nice guy. I like Mike a lot.
yeah.
Also, never get a massage at the Massage Envy in Winchester. That's all I got. What do you got?
You're going to make people want to go just to see what the hell you're talking about.
They're not going to want to.
I'm not even going to say anything.
Me neither. I'm gonna sit this one out.
Troy said he's British.
It was an unhappy ending.
Troy fucks with the socks on.
Hey man, sometimes your feet are cold.
I'm excited. I get to be on your next show too.
Yes. So we are going to be over on Troy Hill Talks at 10 o'clock Eastern time. Myself and Mick Manhattan talking some Sidney Poitier and Bill Cosby films.
I'm their resident expert on all black cinema.
He is. We wanted him on there for Django, but he pussed out.
No, I didn't. I wasn't invited. I would have went. I have
no. You said no because the way I was going to introduce you.
Oh yeah, actually, yeah. Maybe I don't want that one. Listen, in today's climate, people who look like me, it's not good to make jokes to say they're racist. When they're not.
You gotta have the right people around. I laugh at it because I know how you guys are. I
might get like a stewardship or something in the government if you say that, and then I gotta like go into work every day.
Yeah, you'll get a raise.
Get away.
Oh man.
You're one of us. Here's more money.
Well, thank you. I'm nothing if not morally flexible. There they are.
Yep. There's some over
oh my, Ilya Kazan. Oh, deep
Man,
cut.
ooh.
I know who felt that one. The historian next to me. I do love his movies,
shit.
though.
Oh shit. But yeah, make sure you guys tune in to Troy Hill Talks at 10 o'clock. We're gonna have a good time over there. Make sure you guys go check out the Scene Snobs. Great channel. Check out their Patreon too. Even if you just want to get the free tier, you can still win some shit. That's the thing. You can go on their Patreon, the free tier, and win some cool shit. You can't do that everywhere.
Now, if that's cool, if I could pitch that.
I want some shit.
I've been writing a lot of articles lately and reviews. So if you guys would be interested, please go follow me on there. Sturdy's read a couple of them, so they're not that bad.
And I can read.
I wasn't. No, I just meant that you liked them. So.
No, I know that. I'm just saying I can read. I'm just throwing it out there because you know they're trying to rip away
you
education.
can read. It's the swimming you have a problem with.
No, I can do that too.
You just don't like going on boats.
Fuck boats.
I don't blame them.
The ocean. Fuck lakes. Fuck rivers. Shit. Fuck planes right now.
Fuck this puddle.
Oh, yeah. Planes are crashing right now.
Like I wasn't afraid of flying until 2025. Now I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna sit this out until they get
2024 too with that whole Boeing shit. Like they're not making the maintenance and everything.
That didn't scare me too much. 2025 is when you just see some like, oh shit, again? It's like once a week.
Why do I have a feeling that passports went up when he became president? And now he's like, oh yeah, I'll show you. You're trying to get away?
That's fucked up.
I'm gonna have to walk to Japan. Yes, I said that. I'm gonna have to walk to Japan because I'm not taking a boat. I'm gonna have to walk on or underwater or something.
I am not going to Japan or anywhere else until I know.
Well,
I
yeah,
have 90% chance to get there.
Fair. I'm with you. Fair.
And come home.
Or befriend Aquaman.
Sweden's offering people $25,000 to move there.
Who?
Sweden.
Oh,
or Switzerland. Switzerland.
Yeah, both. I'm the wrong color for both of those.
I don't know, man.
The right
There's
color
a
for you
lot
want
of
to talk
black
about the Swiss chocolate, but that's about it.
Very progressive countries.
You
Oh
should go
man,
there and
it's
just like
diverse.
start singing "Not Like Us," and they will love you.
maybe.
I see it on TikTok. It's the hottest song right now. All the white people are lip syncing to it.
Wait, what song?
Not Like Us.
Oh,
At my
They've
work,
turned it into
two
white people have turned that song. on
two
TikTok.
older ladies were talking about that. They're like, "What is this about Drake? I got a deep dive in this." I'm like, "What the fuck?" You got these
yo,
old
you know,
ladies up
you know
there
what?
now.
You know what would have been kind of funny, but would have annoyed me at the same time, James, is if I was there that day, they just happened to come to me like, "Do you know anything about this?" I'm like,
That
"Listen,
was
ladies, I would have just been like, listen, I listen to Garth Brooks and
Chris Gaines.
Taylor Swift,
Yeah. Chris
so I have no
Gaines.
idea what you're talking about."
That's a deep cut. You don't want to.
Here, I'll do my best Chris Gaines impersonation. Hey, Sturdy, I'm gonna sing to you now
I don't
about
think I
all
want
the
that.
pains I'm feeling.
Yeah, I definitely don't want
The
that.
emo
That was Garth
cowboy.
Brooks' like alter ego.
The emo cowboy.
I bet you Chris Gaines is where the one that hid the bodies.
Yeah.
I'll say the closest. I'll tell them the closest I got to rap is when I listened to Garth Brooks and Nelly making that song together.
Well, that sounds
No,
painful.
it wasn't Garth Brooks. It was Tim McGraw.
Yeah, that was
Listen,
Tim McGraw.
I don't know. That just shows you how I know this music.
That's
Maybe-
okay. They don't know or want to know you either.
And that was a top
true.
song too.
Listen, man, they all look alike. They wear
That's when the
cowboy hats.
blending of genres
Yeah.
started to happen.
They wear cowboy hats, black button ups, and they're overweight, and they have a pickup truck and cowboy boots. They sing about the same shit and beat their wives.
I have a theory about music artists that
Oh,
can't get their like people who can't sing in their genre no more. Their default is to go sing country.
See, I don't want to be that. I'm talking shit, but there's country singers that can sing their asses off. I'm sure it's just not my genre of music.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's not
Beyonce.
my genre of music
Beyonce.
either.
She's a
Beyonce sucks.
country
I
singer.
mean, I'll even go as far as say I think Conway Twitty had a good voice. I mean, I hate the man, but he had a
Oh,
good voice.
The only time
I'm
I
gonna be
ever knew about him was Family Guy.
Family Guy.
Amy Wynette, she had a good
I have
voice.
no idea who
Peter,
he is. Like every time they reference him, I had no idea who they were
Me either.
referencing.
You're not really missing a lot. You know?
That's fair.
He was a mess.
They made fun of it. It's like they had to like
No
oh,
Show
like, now-
Jones, another.
a song from Conway Twitty. We're like, huh?
Yeah.
And it's like a fucking 3-minute clip
Yep.
of him really
Stand
singing.
by your man.
Oh, God.
Dude, Winchester, Virginia. That's where Patsy Cline's from.
Yep.
Crazy.
My mom.
Do you know
likes Patsy.
Jerry Springer
Crazy.
recorded a country album?
What?
Jerry Springer recorded a country album.
Yep.
What the?
I think I'm
fuck?
done
And
with this show.
also, at least one, I think one
That's
might
how
have
it
been a
started.
blues album, one was a country album. Steven Seagal also did that.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
Steven Seagal is just a crazy person. He's just out
Steven
there.
Seagal.
You don't know that.
like-
You don't know him personally. He might be completely sound and sane.
It's like
He's
a
not.
greasy skid mark.
I mean,
You
what?
ever seen his
What's
clips
crazy
with
about him? He
You
wants
ever
to
seen-
go work and hang out in Russia. So does our president.
yeah.
No, you ever see the martial art videos where people come up and he's barely moving and they come flying across the room? They're like, like he's blocking everything. No one's even doing anything.
He's slow
They're
as shit.
so-
Yeah.
Oh, it's so corny.
I don't believe in his
Makes me
fighting at
laugh,
all.
though.
I don't believe in that bullshit.
Oh,
What I do
shit.
believe in is the Scene Snobs. You guys should go check them out. Ambassador Media, you should check that out. Popcorn and Pints and Horror Research Theory. You check that out.
Popcorn Pints, it's Bond and also Roast on Aaron because he made us watch the English patient. Oh,
That's going to be
Patreon.
on our Patreon though. So you guys
That's
got to
a
sign up
That's
for our
Patreon.
Patreon.
That's
you
Patreon.
wanna
You
Yeah,
should
that's
cut
right.
clips for that though and put it up on YouTube.
I'll see what I could do.
We'll find funny stuff and we'll do it.
Okay.
In the lab or something. But yeah, we were doing Diamonds Are Forever and Live and Let Die, which I've been waiting
Yes.
weeks to get to.
He has been.
It drives me
He has
crazy.
been.
Nice.
But
And I'm
make
like
sure you guys
so
go
far
check.
ahead. I just finished The World Is Not Enough.
Make sure you guys go check out the Video Store Clerks. And again, over on YouTube, Troy Hill Talks are going to be over there. Mick and myself over there at 10 o'clock discussing some Sidney Poitier and Bill Cosby films. And
Not Ghost Dad.
No.
not Ghost Dad.
I'll ask you which Poitiers you're going to talk about because there's some
Uptown Saturday
real good-
Night, Let's Do It
Nice.
Again, and A Piece of
Nice.
the Action.
Very nice.
Are you going to
Great.
eat some pudding pops?
No.
I
Jello
don't
rather
have
saw-
any.
Listen, There's a point where I wanted Bill Cosby to be my dad, but I side with the Sidney Poitier side more. And there's so many insanely amazing actors in this movie, in all of these movies that show up. You have Harry Belafonte shows up, James Earl Jones shows up. Like I'm not doing. JJ Walker's in it. Paul Mooney is in one.
Yo,
JJ Curtis Mayfield did the
I can't wait to get to that
music for Let's Do It Again, which is arguably my favorite. And we'll be talking about all this and more over there. Okay. But
So
still, there's so many.
Yeah,
I haven't even talked about the women in those movies. John Amos.
Oh, John
Yes,
Amos
yes.
is amazing.
John Amos and Jimmy Walker together, father and son, from Good Times.
Good times.
But
Listen,
they
if you
never
guys
shared
want some good times, come on over with us.
Calvin Lockhart. Yep, he played Biggie Smalls in Let's Do It Again.
Biggie,
which
Smalls.
was, of course, I think we all know where that went.
Yes, we do.
There's so many amazing actors in these movies. Sidney Poitier, and a beautiful part. We were talking about. Oh no, I'm going to say it for Troy's show.
Yeah, so tune in to Troy Hill Talks to hear more. Yes, definitely. Especially with them hands at some point. But you guys will see.
I know.
You guys will hear. Unbelievable. You know what else is unbelievable? I don't know. But we're going to wrap this one up. Again, check out the Scene Snob. Check out Ambassador Media. Check out Popcorn and Pints. Check out Troy Hill Talks. Check out Video Store Clerks. And, of course, check out Horror Research 30 every Thursday, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. I'll see you in your next
Thank you for the questions, Brian.
Yes, thank you for the questions. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for tuning in. Greatly, greatly appreciate it.
Thanks for everyone.